You noble diggers, oh, stand up now.
Hello my friends, and welcome to my channel. Today we will be talking about World War III and the strikes on Iran. The Israelis have done a war of aggression with the support of the Americans. I think it's actually safer to say that the Americans have done a war of aggression. I am not one who believes that Israel owns America. I believe that America owns Israel. There was missile exchanges. There was several bases hit by the U.S. throughout the Gulf region. But the biggest news of the day is that Ayatollah Khamenei is dead. He's no longer with us. This was not some brilliant military coup to pull off. This is an 86-year-old man, a very soft man.
شما اول بزرگ بشید، انشالله قدرتون بلند بشه، درس بخونید و عالم بشین و انشالله برای اسلام مفید باشید. یه 80-90 سالم عمر کنید بعدم شهید بشید.
Very soft person, in my estimation. He had a reverence for human life. He pulled back on the veil mandates throughout Iran. He has always been in support up through his death, in support of the fatwa, in support of the prohibition against nuclear weapons, even the development of nuclear weapons. This is a loss. This is a good person. This is a good man. And what's more important is we didn't get him. He let himself be killed. He let himself be martyred. He was 86. 86. What could he know about modern war? The person who takes over from him will, 1, not be so soft, and 2, will not be 86. Khamenei, the first supreme leader, was a war leader. He was hard. This person will be closer to that than this last supreme leader. He let himself be martyred. He was killed at the presidential palace, which is, if you're running a war against another state, you go into your tunnels right away. You got to get away from their missiles so you can continue to give commands. And as long as the command holds, the soldiers will keep fighting. So he let himself get got. And he did it because he wanted global jihad against American-Israeli empire. He's promised global jihad. The Shia, whatever you want to call them, Muslims are oppressed by a bunch of Gulf state royals. They will go on the march. They will win victory after victory. They will topple government after government. And this victory will accrue victories of its own. And what happens when all of a sudden the Iranians and the Iraqis and the Gulf Arabs are all of a sudden standing up against the great Satan, the Epstein class? Arabs, Muslims from around the world will flock to the banners of the successful fighter. Maghrebis, Pakistanis, and Malaysians, and Indonesians. This is World War III. This is going to be World War III. This is going to heat up out of control in such a fast manner. The oil market shock will lead everyone else to be more predatory because they are more scared. And speaking of more predatory because they're more scared, I want to talk about Mark Carney too in this video. Mark Carney put out a statement supporting the attack on Iran. And people are arguing in Canada whether or not he did. He did support the attack in Iran. He said that he justified it by saying that the Iranians are the greatest supporters of terrorism in the area. Wrong. The Israelis, the Americans, the British. This is a war of aggression. This has no justification, no casus belli. We will not have, the mandate of heaven on our side for this. And some people say that's just a joke or whatever, it doesn't mean anything, but it does, right? What if everyone believes that you're the evil guy? You can't win a fight that way, not a fight between millions of people. You need that belief. There's no raison d'etat that can justify Mark Carney's cowardice here, which I believe is the real impetus for why he folded and, marched along with the rest of the stupid empire, the empire of pedophiles. We're Nazi collaborators now, though. What's going to happen is that the Canadians are, joined at the hip to the American empire. And the American empire is going to try and fight everyone, everywhere, at once. They're going to try and fight the Iranians, the Russians, the Chinese, all at once. Global domination and hegemony. It can't be done. You can't fight these people thousands of miles from home, right next to their home, where they live, hundreds of millions of them. Even if it was just the 100 million of the Iranians, we couldn't do it. And we're going to learn that lesson over the next couple days. Iron Dome is already failing. The Patriot batteries will be empty within days. The THAAD missile systems, they can't get the small stuff. Ships will start sinking. You watch, ships will start sinking. I hope it's a carrier, personally. Because, not for some kind of sick or vindictive reasons, but because I believe that will be the least amount of death to the most amount of change in the positive. If a carrier goes down, then the financial system will rattle around the world as the belief of the elites, of the financial elites, is all of a sudden called into question. But yeah, what we did here was totally criminal. Absolutely unjustifiable. An imperial war of aggression that is 70 years in the making, cooing Mossadegh, repressing people with the Shah, pushing them into religious extremity just to protect themselves. They are religious extremists, but we made them that way, and they're still better than we are, because we are the Epstein class empire. I'm becoming one of those infinite genocides on the first world kind of guys. And if we're not going to do anything, if we're not going to rise up, then we deserve to lose. Thank you. Have a good day.
Welcome, comrade. Never forget the form.